As well as using the debug and trace constants, you can create new constants of your own using the define compiler directive. It's rare to see this done, as the debug and trace constants are usually sufficient, but it's included in this lesson for completeness. To begin, open the Market Trader project from your Sample Files folder. And open the code behind file of site.master. You're now going to add some code to define a new constant. Add the following code to the very top of the page, before the using lines. Hash define trial version. This code creates a new constant named trial version. You can use your new constant in exactly the same way as you used the debug and trace constants in earlier lessons. You may have noticed the Custom Compilation Symbols box when viewing the build properties of your project. You can use this box to define custom constants for your entire project. If you were to enter trial version into this box, a trial version constant would be automatically defined on every page of your project. This is the equivalent of adding hash define trial version to every page. You're now going to add some code to display a message indicating that this is a trial version. Add the following code to the end of the page load event handler. Label debug.text equals trial version. Now you'll need to add a compiler directive to check for the trial version constant. Add a new line after the last Undef Directive and type hash if trial version. And at the end of the page load event handler, hash end if. Now this code will only be compiled if the trial version constant is present. Let's test your code now. Click Debug, Start Debugging. The trial version indicator is displayed in the top right corner. Now close your web browser and return to Visual Studio. You're now going to use the Undef Directive to undefine a constant. Add the following code at the top of the page, just after the Define directive. Hash undef trial version. This code removes the trial version constant, so it will no longer be detected. You could, of course, have simply removed the define directive, but this example illustrates the use of the Undef directive. As well as your own constants, you could also use the Undef directive to undefine the debug or trace constants. Let's test your code again. Click Debug, Start Debugging. This time the trial version text isn't displayed because you undefined the trial version constant. Custom compilation symbols are useful when you have a project that you want to compile in different ways. A common example of this would be a project that needs to be compiled into both a restricted demo version and a full, unrestricted version. By using custom compilation constants, you could build a different version of your application for demo and commercial purposes. Close your web browser now and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 5.4. Use the Define directive to create a new constant.